Okay, I'm going to walk you through how I do a lesson on Doceri. Basically, I'm going to open the program here. And every time you open Doceri, you have the option to either use it through your computer or through your iPad. And what I've been doing is using it through my iPad. So that's what I'm going to click on from my iPad alone. And when you open it up, if you have any projects that you've already done, they're going to appear, and that's what you're seeing here on the screen. But what you're going to want to do if you want to create a lesson is there is a plus sign down here in the bottom left corner, and you'll click on that, and you're going to pick the resolution that you would like for your video to have, and I always go with the default, which is the top one. And that's going to give you a blank screen. What I like to do at this point is I pick my background, which is up here on the top bar with the two rectangles. And I'm going to pick the chalkboard green this time. There's lots of types of backgrounds that you can choose, colors and all kinds of things, and I've used several of them so far, but I'm going to go with the chalkboard at the top. And then I'm going to click there so I can get rid of that. And so here is where I usually put the title of my lesson. So I'm ready for 3.3, which I believe is more multiplication practice. And then I like to put a picture on the slide. So up here where you have the little mountains, if you click on that, I pulled some from the internet that were math related. I have some science stuff on here too, but multiplication. So it'll bring the picture on your screen, and it's going to be pretty large. And basically what you'll do is you'll squeeze it, and you can turn it around every which way, any which way that you want. Move it over if you want to put more than one. I like to center it, make it a little bit bigger. And then once you tap done, it's finished. You can't edit it, so make sure you have it where you want it. So I'm going to click done, and there it is. And then I'm going to go to the next slide by clicking this right triangle. And again, you can use the left triangle to go back and right triangle to go forward. Also, there is this pull down right here. Hopefully you can see that okay on your screen. And this is where you're supposed to be able to put pauses in. So if you want to write something and then not have it appear, for example, if you're going over a worksheet or something and you don't want the answers to be on there, you want to write them in as you go, you can manually put pauses in there. And then to get rid of that, you just swipe up. So I'm going to go to the next screen. And normally what I put on the second slide is vocabulary. If there's any vocabulary for the lesson, I put it on this screen. And you can change your marker colors and all kinds of things here. You can change whether you want wide or fine tip. So I'm going to change the color there, and then I'm going to go back to my white, and there's not really a whole lot of vocab for this lesson. I think the percent is one of the words that we talk about. So I would write my, my word and then give the kids the definition, and then I would go to the next screen and I would do any practice exercises. So, here I might have practice and kind of go over some examples. So basically, this lesson is that 50 facts test. So what I was planning on doing was taking a picture of the 50 facts test. So basically, I'm going to click on the picture and click from camera, and then I'm going to take a picture of the 50 facts test actually on my computer screen. and it will put it on here. So that was my plan anyway. So I'm not going to do that while I'm videoing, but with you guys. So anyway, you put your practice problems there, and then on the next slide, once I'm done showing how to do the lesson, I like to do a summary because my kids have a note paper that they use, and so they're supposed to summarize the lesson. So I put a summary of what we talked about, and then at the end, I put a thanks for watching, whatever you want to do at the end. Okay, so once I've got all of my slides ready, and let's say that I want to put some timing in there. So let's say my practice, I'm going to pull down, and if you go up here, see where the square is, I can back this up and it takes my print off. So you can back that up to wherever you would like. So if you had filled something in, like let's say you did the whole lesson with all of the answers, but you didn't want them to appear when the kids first watched it, you could back it up and then to the spot before you write the answer, and then you would click on this little red paddle, and it puts a little red dot up here to show you that it's supposed to be pausing there. And that way it works just like a PowerPoint when you're recording the lesson. So each time you would hit that arrow, it would go to the next insert of that number or whatever it was that you were wanting to put in at that point. And then you can just get rid of that when you're ready. And then you record the lesson. You can play it back to yourself. So if we go back and push record, you're going to click on start recording. So I'm going to say, okay, today we're going to do lesson 3.3, multiplication practice. Our vocabulary for today is, and you can give their vocabulary. And then to practice some of our exercises today, or whatever you want them to learn, you're going to talk about it on this slide. And then do your summary and thanks for watching. And then once you're done, you're going to click up here, and you can either pause the recording at that point if you forgot to say something or put something in, or you click stop. And when you stop, it's going to automatically put your recording up on this screen. And then if you're going to put it on YouTube, you're going to grab and push down and hold, and you can move it over here to YouTube. And if you look there, the YouTube icon has now appeared there, but I'm not going to put it on YouTube because I don't want that on there. But anyway, once you let go of that, your slide presentation will slide back up there, and you'll have a completion bar that eventually will turn green, and you'll have a green check mark on the top left showing you that it actually went to YouTube. Now, when you put it on YouTube, it's going to ask you to put a title on it, and it's going to want some taglines on there. So depending on how you want to name your videos, you might want to think about if people were looking for your videos on YouTube, what might they type in? How are they going to find you? I have found myself that there were more DMs on YouTube than I thought there were when I tried to search for myself one time. So I have since then put in tags so that it make it easier for people to find me. So anyway, that's how you get it on YouTube. Let's say you make a recording, you watch it back, and you're like, oh, that's really bad. I don't want to use that. Or I have found mistakes in some of mine where I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to redo that. Basically, you grab hold of the presentation, and you're going to drag it down here to the trash can. The trash can appears in the left corner there, and then you just let off. There's a delete recording, and you push delete. And then you're good to go. Now, once you have recorded a video, if you delete it off of here, your presentation should still be in your projects page. So you can see that I have two titled 3.3 multiplication. This is the one that I actually started that I'm going to use, and this is the one that I just did for practice with you guys. So again, if I want to get rid of this, I'm going to click edit. I'm going to push on that, it gives me a check mark, and there's a trash can down here at the bottom. Delete document. Okay, so it's pretty simple. But that's how I have been recording on Doceri. You can also use some other programs as well. I haven't used too many of them yet. I've been kind of practicing with this, trying to get good at this, and then I've done a little bit on QuickTime with the MacBook, and if we want to take a look at that, we can look at that on another day, but at least this will get you started, hopefully. And if you have questions, feel free to ask.